Welcome to Cronos Technical Review, your trusted source for daily Cardano market analysis, charts, and technical insights. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor, and nothing in this video should be considered financial or investment advice. Cryptocurrency markets are highly volatile, and you should always do your own research before making any investment decisions. Any price analysis, predictions, or market insights shared in this video are based on personal opinions and publicly available data. I am not responsible for any financial losses you may incur based on the information provided. Invest responsibly and never invest more than you can afford to lose. Starting with Cardano, our previous 1-2 setup has unfortunately been invalidated. Because of that, the short-term structure remains uncertain. For now, I believe ADA could move down toward the 318 cent level, where it would test the much stronger 0.786 Fibonacci support from the larger setup, also known as the alternative scenario. If price breaks below this support zone, it may indicate that the anticipated third wave is not ready to begin yet. Instead, this move could evolve into a much larger ABC corrective structure, potentially as part of a second wave correction. In a worst-case scenario, ADA could even revisit levels as low as ZU 13 cents. To avoid that outcome, Cardano must remain above the daily RSI trendline and reclaim the RSI moving average. While price is currently hovering above it, we still haven't seen a confirmed close. A clean close above, followed by a successful retest, would significantly improve the bullish outlook and could eventually push ADA above the bull market support band. That said, there is still a strong possibility that we see another lower low first. On the weekly RSI, Cardano is approaching oversold territory. Historically, the last time we reached similar conditions was back in December 2022, after which ADO rallied from roughly 23 cents to 46 cents, reclaiming the bull market support band. A similar move this time could even lead to a cross of the support band and a break above the 0.618 resistance from the previous all-time high, clearing the path for a much stronger rally, assuming Bitcoin dominance begins to break down. Next, let's briefly talk about Knight, since many of you have been asking about it. If you want real-time updates on this coin, our Discord members receive regular alerts and analysis. On the chart, Knight has successfully broken out of its downtrend and is holding above the 4-hour RSI moving average, which is a positive sign. I've also adjusted the wave count because the previous structure no longer fits the price action. The current count suggests we may be in the fifth wave of a much larger third wave. This move could target the 0.37 to 21 range. After that, we would still expect a fourth wave ABC correction to the downside. To give you a broader picture, if the third wave tops near 15 cents and the fourth wave pulls back to around 10s, the final fifth wave could push price toward 30 cents. That remains my short-term bullish target. However, if price breaks below the 73 to 74 support zone, the structure turns bearish and new all-time lows become a real possibility. This is still a very young coin, so caution is essential. Now let's shift focus to Bitcoin because everything ultimately depends on BTC. At the moment, Bitcoin appears to be completing an A wave to the downside, which could be part of a larger ABC correction typical of every market cycle. However, there is still an alternative scenario on the table. If Bitcoin holds support between $84,000 and $87,000, this move could evolve into a larger 1-2 setup, potentially launching a third wave that targets 101,000 or higher. On the other hand, if support breaks, we could see another leg down towards $72,000, confirming a deeper corrective structure. To better understand what might happen next, it's important to compare this cycle with previous ones. Currently, Bitcoin is only down about 36%, which historically is not enough to confirm a full bear market. In prior cycles, we saw similar drops of 32 to 33%, followed by new all-time highs once price reclaimed the bull market support band. This is where USDT dominance becomes extremely important. Right now, USDT dominance is overbought on the weekly RSI, and historically, every time this happens, it leads to a 40–60% drop. When that decline occurs, liquidity flows back into crypto, often pushing Bitcoin to new highs. We've seen this pattern repeat multiple times, including in 2021 when Bitcoin dropped significantly, then went on to make new all-time highs shortly after. If USDT dominance drops by even 40%, Bitcoin could easily revisit or exceed its previous highs. There's also the possibility that this current move is not an A wave at all, but rather part of a larger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure, meaning we could still be in a fourth wave. If that's the case, the fifth wave could extend into late May, following the same 6-month rally pattern seen in previous cycles. Bitcoin dominance is also sitting at cycle highs, which is historically significant. Bear markets usually begin only after Bitcoin dominance peaks and then breaks down, allowing for a true altcoin season. Until that happens, the risk of a full-scale bear market remains limited. That said, if Bitcoin fails to reclaim the RSI moving average and gets rejected at the long-term trend line, similar to what we saw in 2017, then a deeper bear market could follow. But if Bitcoin breaks above those key levels, history suggests that new all-time highs become very likely. So for now, this remains a waiting game. Both scenarios are possible, and the next few confirmations will be critical. Let me know in the comments where you think Cardano ADA is heading next. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a like. And don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell icon for daily Cronos updates and in-depth crypto analysis.